Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an absolutely drenched Hungaroring. This is the Tier 1 division of RSF1. I'm RSF1 Brundle, joined by the king, the legend that is Hell King Tomo. Well, actually, no, it's King Essex Tomo now. Just to confuse me even more.
Hell King Tomo, you know what I mean? As long as it's nothing to do with that bloody county. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Brundle, and it's good to be here. And it's raining. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, this could be very, very dramatic. And if it's anything like last week in Germany, in this tier, Tomo, I don't know whether you saw last week, but if it's anything like last week, then we could be in for an absolute cracker of a race tonight.
Well, look how wet it is out there. They've all gone out on wet, and it is absolutely drenched. So this is going to be good. I'd like to know, obviously, anybody who's actually engineering the guys, if they can let us know if it's going to be a full wet or full wet race. Oh, go on, be a full wet race. That would be great.
Yeah, it would be good. 16 here tonight, so we'll be eliminating just the one in Q1. Hopefully just the one, because this track, especially turn 5 and 6, and especially now in the full wet conditions, is very, very treacherous. So we'll see how these guys maneuver around.
This part of the track we're on right now, the middle section, this is the worst part of the track because it's all that winding. You've got the winding curves, a quick left and right chicane going into this second sector. And then you obviously can do flat out, go right-hander right at the end of sector 2, brake really hard to that long right-hander, and it just comes up right to the long left, a hairpin that takes you into the pit straight. So this is going to be great because this is really, these guys have got to knuckle down and really concentrate and get around this track really, really well without any incidents.
Of course. I was just hoping that our championship leader was out on track. He isn't, so we'll get to him later. We do have a couple of new drivers here, Tomo, and the first one is a returnee, is BF1 Racer. Now, interesting thing for him is he's very, very new to no assist, and of course no assists make you faster, but you have to handle it. And he said in the lead up to this race he did not want rain, and look what he's got. Loads of it. Well,
Benjamin, it's good to see him back, actually, to be honest. It's nice to see Ben back. He's been out for quite some time. Don't know what with, but it's good to see him back. But yeah, no assists for wet. Go on, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You've got to have some balls to do it. So please, you know what I mean? Happy days. Well done, mate.
Although he has said this is one of his strongest tracks, hence why he's basically not too afraid of the no assist thing. So see how he gets on. We know he's quick. Yeah, we know he has quick. The pace to do it.
In the part, I mean, we've both raced with him, haven't we? Really, perfectly honest. In the past, we know how quick he is, and he is very, very good. But this is somewhat new because obviously there's been a few updates since then. And I'm just on board with Mr. Pitt. We catch that pigeon. God bless him with that yellow helmet of his as he comes flying around, and he set the set banker lap there with a 1:32. Yes, 1:32.044. That's not bad actually. That's pretty good in the wet for wets.
I think we'll have to wait until many of the others have come around. But yeah, 32 seems to be quick enough. There's a few more come through. St. John of 32.2 in the Haas. Another new driver, or new-ish, is this guy, AMS Danny, in the Rebel. I think he's new-ish.
No, he's not. He's actually returning. No, AMS Danny has actually been here a while, but he's actually missed a few races. Good to see him back, actually, in the Toro Rosso. So it's good to see him there. St. John's just on a 1:32.2. We've seen some 1:32.2s, but I'm now on board with our championship leader. Now, I'm not too sure how he's going to feel about in the full wets because he's out on the lap, on a nice out lap, as BF1 Racer, 1:31.9. Look at that! So, no assists, and already he's like, yeah, Watch me, boys. This is how I do
Can't
it.
be running no assist. He cannot. He must have put it on medium traction. He has to.
Nah, you know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Trust him. It's fine.
Let's have a look. So, as Unity does a 31-2 first sector, so that's not pretty good. He's got Toro Rosso in front of him, but he's moved out of the way, so that's okay. So he's got a little bit of some stream there. So let's see how he gets into this quick. Ooh, he's made a little
Right
too
over the
there.
curb.
Yes. We'll see how he goes. I mean, obviously, I mean, obviously, he is loving it at the moment because we've got a yellow flag in sector 3, and I thought that Toro Rosso went flying off. Yes, he did, sector 2. Who was travelling behind her.
I think he was just getting out the way of the McLaren behind.
Probably.
He sold the McLaren of also.
Unity went too deep there, coming up to the hairpin. So he's not liking these conditions, but let's see how he gets on because he's got some serious pace around here. Nicely done.
He's got some serious pace in general, to be honest.
Ooh, no,
32.4. Early days, just getting his iron. That wasn't a 100% full-on lap over here.
There is one other thing that I do know, and this is this young man. This is dyslexic. Now, we did some practice with him last night, and he was quick. He likes this track. He's just done a 32.1, so he's 3/10 quicker than the championship leader. That's pretty good going on his first lap.
Yes, not bad at all. Back to Unity Hush. I point out this guy because obviously he's championship leader as Mercedes in the background has spun off. They got back on again. It was either Smokey or Clays. But back to Unity. Now he is the championship leader. He does have a hefty lead. He actually has a 66-point lead. So he can... I say relax. I don't say relax too often, too much, because otherwise
relax. Never relax. You can never relax. The thing about it is, it's all good having this lead. You start relaxing, you start thinking that it's all going to come together. That's when mistakes start happening, and then the next thing you know, your lead is just diminished.
Well, it did diminish a little bit, well, quite a lot actually, in last week's race, Tomo, because he only finished in 8th place after a coming together with Dyslexic out of the hairpin midway through the race. Yeah, they were side by side and just connection of wheels. They both dropped to the bottom end of the top 10 and couldn't recover that much. So
there you go. So straight away, that's only 4 points that he scored in his last race. Okay, the thing about it is that I'll go back to how people used to talk about the old school drivers. We'll talk about Alan Prost here. They called him the Professor, and he was one of these drivers where it came to championship points that if he knew he had to get a 5th place or 6th place to just maintain that championship lead, he would go out and get 5th and 6th place. So, you can't call Unity the Professor yet because it's still too early, but he's already he's gone faster in his first sector now, almost a 10th. So that's pretty impressive there. So he's looked at those times. Oh, Mr. Pigeon's just done a 31.7. Oh, he lost it there. Oh, he spun. He always spun the back end, just literally went on him. And that's one of the things about this track, because when it's in a dry, it's difficult enough, as you know, Mr. Brundle. Unfortunately, your race that you told me about before we started anything.
When you were going to bring this up.
No, I'm not. No, listen, I'm not having to go. I'm just saying we're just comparing. So let's have a look. But yeah, obviously. Oh, hello. Magic Marks is just shouting out saying, "Evening, lads. Evening, ladies and gents." Obviously, ladies for Patronus, because obviously with you.
There could be ladies watching.
Probably, yeah, I told you, Patronus. I'm going for Dyslexic Unity Hush and BF1 Racer for Q3. Interesting.
Yep. Quexos has gone to 10th. He's one of those who have not set a lap yet. The other is Shrimper, so I've just gone on him for a while. I actually go through the championship table briefly, as we've got 8 minutes to go in Q1. Unity Hush still leads, as I said, after Germany. He's on 159 points. The one that's chasing him, we've got 2 chasing him at the moment, and that is Gary in the Renault. He's on 93, and Ozza in the McLaren on 86. Both lately have been putting in a good run of results over the last couple of races, whereas I said Unity had his
8th
mishaps
place
in Germany.
Yep. Where did Gary and where did Ozza finish in those races?
I will get to that. I'll get to it.
Okay.
You see. 4th place is John. Used to be John MH. He's now Sync John. Part of the Sync team, I believe, with that gamer tag. Obviously, he's Unity's teammate, so Haas comfortably lead the constructors at the moment.
Of course.
Dyslexic is on 59 points, with Vettel SV on 55. Then you've got RSR Clays on 43, Bamba on 38, No Shoals. The commentator of F4 is on 34 points. Vettel Fan on 31, Mr. Pigeon on 26, Smokey and Krog on 22 each. Then we've got Iox on 7, Quetzal on 4. The Devil, who was in the last race, unfortunately not here tonight, he is on a point, as is Darren, both in the Ferrari, and obviously BF1 yet to score because he's new into the race. Now, I'll point out Vettel SV because
Vettel's
those, yeah, Vettel, whatever you call it. He actually won his very first race last time out.
32-1. Sorry, Randall. Shrimper just done a 32-1.
Nice.
Very nice. Sorry, apologies. Carry on.
So attention now goes to Clays in the Mercedes. There we are.
Yep. I'm keeping an eye on him while you carry on. Sorry, you'd say?
Yes, last time out, Vettel SV won the race, his home race, obviously, because he is German. So very good stuff from him.
Yeah, yeah, no bias. Was there? You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. Yeah, a German.
Yeah, he was very. He was very ecstatic with his first win, and obviously at his home track. As Clays, my goodness, what are you doing?
Yeah, he touched that curve, that nice little curve there. He's getting out of the way.
He was weaving his tyres, and he managed to touch the curb as he was doing so.
Yeah, he touched the curb and the hairpin. You don't do that because it's bad enough for the dry, but when you hit it in the wet, it's going to spin you. But he have cold tyres as well, so let's see how he gets on. So he's going to have to really knuckle down. He's going all over the place. He's really having problems around this track here in the wet. But let's see how he gets on. Anyway, carry on, Mr. Connell.
Yeah, carry on. So yeah, Vettel won the race. Gary actually finished in 2nd. So I said Unity has his troubles. Gary scored a lot of points, as did Ozza, because Ozza finished in 3rd place. All 3 of them, Vettel, Gary and Ozza, had a titanic battle pretty much most of the race.
Wow.
So they carry on Shrimper.
Shrimper, 131.5. That's unbelievable. There you go. So straight away, he's
getting their confidence into the track.
He is. He's grown a set. I'll tell you what, he's getting the big balls out there. Happy days. So, happy days. Get on with it. So, anyway, come on, carry on. I'm just watching Clays here. His back end is flying all over the place. So
he's having trouble at the moment.
He is, but it's okay.
Mr. Pigeon finished the German race in 4th place with Bamba Viking in 5th. Clays actually pointed out he got his best result of the season so far in 6th. The Devil was 7th. Unity and...
Hold on a minute, Brundle. Hold on a second. You're missing something there, young man. Mr. Clays had a better result than that, remember? Do you remember? He got 3rd, remember, in Austria. He came from nowhere.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on, Brundle. What's the matter with you?
Yes.
Anyway, come on, carry on. Sorry.
How could I forget?
How could you forget? He had no penalties and literally came from nowhere and got 3rd.
And look at his time at the moment. It's going to shoot up to 9th place.
Yeah, 32.6. So that's pretty good. That puts Oaksy in a little bit of trouble. So we'll see how he gets on. He's already he's almost 3 tenths up there. So we'll see how he gets on. Anyway, so Vettel won. Yeah,
Shrimper again.
He's taking a nick now. He loves it.
Yeah, you know what Shrimper's actually doing? That's his 3rd lap on the wet tyres. That's exactly what you need to do in these conditions, Tomo. Just fill the car up, boom, Because these wet tyres, as well as intermediates, they just get quicker every lap you go, because you just get confidence in the braking zone, where the grip is.
Very true.
So yeah, anybody that is just going constantly on the time, that's what you need to do. Oaks, I think, is set to be safe after this lap. That will put Darren in the danger zone, and then Danny as well.
Very smooth going around. Coming down to the last hairpin, very close. That's the one that's going to catch you out. If somebody gets a little bit too close to that, ends up, it's a 32-4, so he moves up to 8th, so he's got himself out of it. As you said, Darren has got himself into the, and he's almost a second slower in his first lap, in his first sector.
Yeah, it's not going to be this lap.
No, definitely not. So anyway, we keep on going. Sorry, we keep on getting interrupted with your, obviously Vessel won the race.
Left anyway.
Yeah, Clay's got 6th place. But obviously, we now. Well, obviously, you do remember. I knew exactly what was going on. That he had his best podium so far is 3rd in Austria, but you thought it was his best position. But anyway, so the question is, where did Gary and where did Odders finish?
I already said that. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Oh right, well there you go.
Now you're not listening.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, no, apologies for that. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. So I got a few people have actually said a few things in the chat while we're going on. Hi, Brundle Thomas says, Flame, how you doing? Could be a good one, mate. Going to be a good one, says Mr. Magic Mars. Trevor says, don't start on me, Tomo. If I was a woman, I admit it. You can't even tell the truth about where you live, Kim Boy. I got you back, Petro. Said, you know what I mean? So, Jonas, I've yet to deal with you after the podcast. You know exactly what I'm talking about there. So we'll come to that later. But yeah, I agree with Magic. I think this is going to be an awesome race. It depends. I mean, is anybody engineer for any of these guys? Can anybody tell us what the actual? Or should we keep it a secret?
Keep it a secret.
Yeah. And while we've been talking, Oz is just on a 131.6.
Very nice, Ozza. Darren, who's obviously in 16th at the moment. At the moment, the one person. I never like it when it's 16 people, because it's one very, very unlucky person that has to wait the entirety of the rest of qualifying. So you don't want to be that one guy, do you?
Well, you know, there's always going to be one. There's always going to be one loser. And there's always going to be a loser when it comes
7.
to this. And Shrimper, 131.2 again.
Right, Shrimper.
Go on,
Shrimper,
Shrimper.
I know you're fastest at the moment, but
go on, son. That's what
we
I
get
like
it.
to say. No, we don't get it, Shrimper. Go faster.
Right, Darren is 7 tenths up on his time, so he should be safe. What is Danny doing? Danny's 4 tenths up. That puts Gary under pressure, but I think he's on the lap.
There you go, 32.4. He goes into 10th. Blaze is sitting
Gary,
there. He's a little bit short.
Here
comes
13th.
Danny. Here comes Danny as he's finishing his last lap. He's running low on fuel as he comes around the fast corner. Last turn. Goes a little bit too wide here, but it's okay. He's kept it, so let's see what he does. And no, he's run out of fuel. He's out.
No!
I think he's out. He's run out of fuel just in the last second.
Danny, no!
He's out. Danny is out. So, wow.
He would have been fine as well. He was half a
Yes,
second
he would
up.
have done. He was a half a second up, but no, he blew his load before he got to the finish line. Happy days.
Oh.
There you go.
Clay's is
children, that's what you should
almost
never
8 tenths
ever
up than
do.
his.
Blow your load before you finish. All right. And you remember that.
Dyslexic goes second on a 32.4, gets near to Shrimper, so Shrimper will finish the end.
31.4, not
31.4, sorry.
What's wrong with
I was imagining it was like really close. But look at Clay, he comes up, goes 6.
From Mr. Clays, 31.8. There you go. That's a bit better. But yeah, unfortunately, we've had to say goodbye to Mr. Danny, who yeah, you know, never mind. It's just one of those things. I've got some things here. Right, I was from my phone. It says a question, and I've got Patron saying, "Yeah. You see, just coming up to say it. Sort me out a week ago. I made you dinner and everything." Don't you lie, Patronus? Such lies. What would be best time to start as dry race? That's a very good question there, Flaming.
Right.
I mean, I've got my own. I've got my own style of it. Depends where you start. Me personally, I go the hards because you can go for a longer stint. They will last a lot longer. They will get quicker as they go on. You can get at least minimum 21, 22 laps out of the hards on this track, depending on your setup. That is, depending on how you drive.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
The only problem I would say it is, well, Roberts in F2 would actually contest this. What I'm about to say. It is difficult to overtake. It's not like Germany. Germany is very, very easy to overtake, hence why I went for an aggressive two-stop in that race. Ended up winning, very luckily, but still ended up winning. But I think the trick around here is similar to Monaco, because it is Monaco without the barriers, as they say. So I think, personally, track position it would be better rather than going for an aggressive two-stop.
No, yeah, you reckon this is Hungary? You reckon this is Monaco without the barriers? I think this is more Singapore without the barriers, to be honest.
Singapore's faster for me. Singapore's like a Baku.
Well, think about it. You know, no, it's not. Nowhere near. What's the matter with you? It was nowhere near.
Well, Baku's like 90-degree corner. Oh, it's wet still. Jeez.
Still wet. Yeah, it's still dripping.
So speaking of dripping, I know this sounds stupid,
don't say that.
Now, I've only just noticed, right, the detail of the fact that there's drops coming off the DHL sign. If we look at where the Mercedes is, there's like drops.
Oh yeah,
why am I focusing on drops?
Yeah, why are you focusing on the drips? You drip.
I don't know. Okay, what this does do is the thing that Flaming pointed out. Oh, god damn it, no sound. I got no game sound.
No sound. Oh dear. Apparently it's raining all qualifying, so we've been told. We haven't been told what the race is, but we've been told it's raining all qualifying.
Vettel is going out on intermediates. That's
no, it's not intermediates.
Call.
That is not in. This is not intermediate weather. Intermediate tyre weather. There is no way intermediate tyre weather. That is just ridiculous.
Dry race apparently for Unity as well. Thank you, Unity.
Ooh, so well, actually, that really opens up a lot of things. What's the matter?
It's just some. I'm on board with Vettel SV on the intermediate tyres. Apart from a few traction problems, they're not really that bad. I mean, he's skating through the chicane, but.
All right, so let me have a look at this. Vettel's, you know what I mean? So.
With the sound guys in the chat, I know it's not there. It will fix itself by Q3. So do not worry. I'm not going to restart the stream. I only restart the stream if I've got no game sound by the race. So
yeah, it's very true
by now.
Thank you very much, Unity. As we said, you know, it's going to be a dry race. So it would have been nice. Actually, no. Look at Vettel. He's struggling a little bit. He's struggling. Let's have a look and see what he does, shall we? Compared to
Bingo, Clays, you've already spun it. Warming the tyres at that point. Don't spin it at exactly the same point as you did in Q1. You nearly did.
Yeah, but actually, that worked for him, actually, if you think about it, because...
I think he got sick.
He did a 31.6, didn't he? So he got sick for it. So, good work there, Clays. I like your style there, pal. You know what I mean? Get cracking. So let's keep an eye on these times, yeah? So...
Right, I'm going to see Vettel's first sector time. And
okay,
then
I'll compare it to Clays. I'll compare it to
Smokies.
Clays. So... I'll compare it to Clays because he's just coming around now. So what is Vettel's... Well, Mini Vettel. What is Mini Vettel? There you go. Mini Vettel's time. 32.6. All right, let's have a look and see what Clays does.
Oh, Smokey's had an off.
Yes, he has. We've got a problem in Sector 1. I just saw that car go... and
Clays, 31.1.
There you go. So the wets are fast. Whoa!
Oh, Clays! Oh, that's a big slide.
Yeah, that's a good way. You warm up your wet tyres. Good boy. Oh,
Unity, you're meant to be focusing on your qualifying.
Yes, mate. You know what's the matter? Yeah.
He's telling me that Vettel.
Right, okay, let's try
this
again. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to go with catch that pigeon. There he comes flying around, start his lap. Is it an out lap or is he start? No, he's in an out lap, so can't keep an eye on him in a moment.
Right, Quicksilver
32.4. And let's see where is Mini Vettel? Mini Vettel's come around, his back end's just pucking a little bit. He is, and he is.
No,
it's
V35s.
Yep, 36.
36.
There you go. That answers your question right there. It is not intermediate weather. That is a very, very bad call for Mini Vettel. So, okay, I understand why he's done it. I get why he's done it because he's looked at the thing and thought, well, maybe it is, but it's not. You know, I look at it from this point of view. When you're driving around, if you can see surface water on that track, and it is pretty clear as you can see, there is no way that is intermediate.
Yeah, the outside last corner.
Well, he's found a 10th, so he's a 10th quicker in the first sector, Mr. Mini Vettel. So let's see how he gets on. As he is really touching that curve very, very dangerously. That's the worst one, that is. Gary does a 33.8 in his first lap. So let's see how he gets on the middle sector. This is where I reckon he lost a lot of time. Let's see how he gets on.
I can't hear the car, so...
No, well,
but I can see just how much he's sliding.
I'll turn up TV for you. There you go. So,
that's all right.
There you go. There he goes. And there you go.
Into the 31.
Catch that pigeon. 31.2. There you go. Right. So we're getting. So the track is getting faster. Let's see how Vettel gets on.
No.
Whoa!
No. He's having trouble.
Yeah, he's like no.
Here's the best you go.
Yeah. Somebody check his underpants. I reckon he's had a mistake.
He actually said, I had a few of the drivers actually say to me their thoughts after a bit of encouragement. I had to say it twice in the Discord chat, but hey ho. He was one of the guys that said about his thoughts. He doesn't like Hungary one bit. As Unity goes to 31.0 with a little bit of slipstream from the Force India Racing Point.
Right. Well, actually, while you're chatting, I'm going to keep an eye on our returning driver, Mr. Racer, Mr. BF1 Racer in the Williams. A lot of people, right, when we first started the league, were like, no, don't want the Williams, don't want the Williams. And there's a lot of drivers that have been driving really well with the Williams this season, haven't they?
It's come back to an F2. It's not racing with us anymore, which is a sad thing.
But
yeah, he was doing well.
This league in the F1.
F4.
I don't know who's actually driving in the F4.
Who's the Williams drivers in F4?
Don't know. It's not that good though.
You're division head.
I'm not a division head.
You should know.
I'm not a division head. No, I used to be a division head. I stepped down. Now I run my. 31.0 first sector from Ben. God blimey, that's pretty good. That is. He is really loving this track. Look at this. Absolutely. He's either doing it no. Let's have a look. Is it no? It's not bad. It's pretty good. I'd like to know if anybody's the engineer, Mr. Racer, is he actually running no assists? He's going around his track really, really nicely. He's beautiful. Look at this. It's absolutely lovely. And that's a 104.8 second sector. So I wouldn't know where everybody else is. I'll have to have a look. Let's have a look here. Give me a second here.
He's a few tenths down on Unity's time, but this will put him top 5 by the looks of it.
Looks like it, but we'll see how he gets on this last hairpin, which he absolutely blitzes it all the way around. Look at that. And does a 131.6. So that's pretty good for Mr. Racer. I think he lost it a little bit. And Dyslexic, his teammate, does a 131.4. So there you go, the two Williams drivers showing you how to do it properly. Interesting.
Now I can hear your TV. Bothers me.
Well, you know what I mean? Obviously, if you paid your bill or you sorted out your TV or anything like that, you'll be able to hear sound, so just deal with it, alright?
No, if Codemasters fix their game properly, actually.
There's nothing wrong with Codemasters just because you, alright? Don't be so rude, you know what I mean? I won't have you bad-mouthing Codemasters. Sorry, Codemasters.
Many
Apologies,
people
friend.
do that. I'm just not by myself in that.
Look, yes, I agree with you. FIFA. F1, how dare I say FIFA?
Hey.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's disgusting. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm sorry about that. Hold on a minute. Give me a second here. Right, hold on a minute. There you go. As for that. Right, anyway, so F1 2018 was an absolute disgrace. It really was. It wasn't the best game. There was too many glitches. This has been better. Yes, we've had a couple glitches, but nothing major. Nothing to the point where it was like unbearable, to the point where everybody went, oh, do you know what? I've had enough of this game. I've had enough of it. So it's been good. It's been pretty good. Some of the updates have come through. We're still, at the end of the day, it's a work in progress, but it's a progress that is working in the right direction.
Yes, we are moving forward, as like what most F1
Oh,
cars
Ozza,
tend to do.
31.6. That's right. Yeah, we're moving forward. I apologise for my colleagues' comments there, Codemasters. Apologies for that.
Yeah.
I'll take you anyway, can I?
Yeah. Is it just me, or is it the rain slackening off a little bit, or is it just still the same for you? Doesn't seem to be as intense.
It's not as intense. It is slowly but surely.
Smokey! Smokey
what is wrong with you?
Absolutely drifting his car all the way through this lap. Been on board of him, and that's why we've been making noises.
Right, okay, come on. Now, we're talking about, right, if we're going to talk about Smokey, right, we have to mention something that happened last year in Formula 1 2018. I think you remember what we're talking about. Right,
yeah.
Where he was sitting in second. No, he was sitting, I think it was first. He was leading the race. He was doing fantastically well. And then he decided to make a spectacle of himself where he literally spun the car.
And he was
in
going
the
for
last
lap,
corner. He was going for fastest lap. He was he was literally going for a podium. I think it was second place at the time. And he crashed. And literally, he was an inch from the finish line. And I commentated on that race. It was absolutely horrendous, but funny as hell, I had to say.
Quick thing. We need to focus back on this session. I've just noticed that Shrimper is going on the intermediates, which is interesting because he's yet to set a time.
Yes,
There's a
Mr.
few
Pigeon
other
as
people.
well.
Pigeons coming out on them as well.
So is Darren, and so is Dyslexic.
Right. Let's see this first set to time. So can you see what Unity's was, and let's see whether Shrimper beats it.
I will do. So
Unity's best lap.
Right, so his best lap is a 1:31.0. His first sector is 31.1, 33.3 second, and 26.5. So it's 31.1 is what we're going to be looking at. So,
Shrimper 30.8.
Wow. Okay, so it's only 2 tenths.
Intermediate's on the way to go.
It's not massively, but we'll see how he gets on. So anyway, that was pretty impressive.
I think I know what this is going to be. This is going to be last qualifying.
We'll lose 5 drivers.
Look at the dry line as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing the dry line. It is and look at the surface water. The surface water is disappearing, which means it is turning into intermediates. So there was lots of surface water earlier on in Q2. Now, look at the surface water. It is dissipating, which means, or evaporating, as you want to call it. So yes, it is turning out to be intermediates. And look at the running as well, as you said earlier there, Mr. Brundle. It is slowly. It's still coming down, but not as heavy as it was before. So let's see how he gets on, Mr. Shrimper. Lovely look at that. He's really got
He's got a blitz.
And it is.
Blitz it. He's going to go fastest.
1:29.5. Wow.
Right, this is going to be very, very sharp across the line.
Here comes
Everybody's
Catch That Pigeon. The Catch That Pigeon does a 1:30.2, half a sec, almost 6 tenths quicker than his last time. So he was 6 tenths quicker on the intermediates in the first sector. That is impressive there. So let's see how he gets on, because he did a 1:31.2. which means he's going to be catching up with Shrimper. Let's see how he gets on the second sector. Excuse me, sorry about that, gentlemen.
I'd say the people in trouble. Both Mercedes, they're still on wets with a minute 30 to go. They're not making it back in time. They're on the wrong tyres.
They're on the wrong tyres.
I think they'll be out of qualifying.
Let's have a look and see.
Oaks.
Oh, 2 seconds quicker. He's 2 seconds quicker, Mr. Pigeon. Wow, second sector. So, he's found some serious pace with these intermediates. So let's see how look. Catch that Pigeon. We only need Darcy in the air, Muttley. Yeah, man, that would be fantastic. Yeah, man, we're having great commentating.
Oaks left the pit lane with 1 minute 14 to go. He's not making it back in time either. So
there we go, 1:28.5.
Yeah.
And that is a second quicker than Shrimper.
Yeah, we're looking at the top 10. Darren is currently outside the top 10. Obviously, the three ahead of him, Smokey, Clays, and Oaks, they're gone. That's their qualifying finished. So you've got Darren and Vettel SV to look at.
Yeah, well, Mini Vettel. Come on, Mini Vettel. Let's call him Mini Vettel. Let's work together here.
Mini Vettel.
Yeah, Mini Vettel. You've got a Vettel van and Mini Vettel. So anyway, so
I tell you what, actually, as well.
Go on,
Gary. Oh, Gary's got 20 seconds and he's 2 corners away. I'm not sure he's going to make it.
Should be all right.
He might just. Bamber's not making it.
See, John needs to get round really quick because otherwise he's going to be out because he's coming around the last corner, last hairpin, and he needs to get through and set that time before. Oh, he's just made it. He just made it, and Oaks is out.
Bamber hasn't.
Bamber hasn't, so he's out. So Gary is okay. Let's have a look at Gary. So we're going to have a look. So Smoking Bates and Clays are out. Oh no, actually Clay's made it through. Looks like Clay's made it through. He's just spun out.
He's on wet tyres though, I was going to say.
Silly boy.
He's on wet tyres.
As here comes Gary. Let's see what Gary does. First sector. He's 6/10 quicker in his first sector. So that's pretty good. Mr. Pigeon does a 1:28.0. So he's just
saying 28.1 as well.
Ooh, okay. All right. So if you keep an eye on Mr. Shrimper, or Dyslexic does a 1:28.0. Wow.
7,000 slower.
Look at that. The two Williams,
all
second
about
and
the top 10,
third. Shrimper, 28.2. But anyway, let's keep an eye. Oh, Retired Clays is retired, so let's have a look. So anyway, as Gary comes round, second sector, Unity Hash does 1:27.9. As he's so Gary 1.7 seconds ahead of his last time. He's got enough time to get through, but this is going to be really close for the top 10 finish because there's only two. Well, I say only two. Vettel gets through on a 29.1, but he's ninth. He's still in very dangerous territory. He could be knocked out here. And here comes Gary and does a 29.8. Gary is Gary's out. Vettel is down to 10, and that's it. Vettel is through. He's through by the skin of his teeth. Unbelievable. Me Vettel gets through on a 29.1 to literally make sure that he is safe. Oh, Gary, I think, in fairness, it was a bad second sector. That's the one that really let him down. His first sector, he was doing really well. He was 6/10 something in his first sector, but no, middle sector wasn't good enough.
Yeah. Sound.
Yeah.
You can see cars.
Yeah, I know it was time. I know
it
was Patronus. Yeah, that's right. It was Singapore. Absolutely right. Thank you very much. So we've lost there. That was actually pretty good. Actually, we lost Gary, unfortunately, who missed out by 7/10, and we lost the 3 drivers, the Toro Rosso, the Racing Point. We also lost and 2 Mercedes. So we lost 5 drivers. Both the Mercedes made a mistake and went out on the wets, but. Fortunately enough, they're all going to have free rain of tyres. It's going to be really good.
No, but this is the thing, because they all set their time on wet tyres, Tomo. That advantage just goes because everybody starts on fresh dries.
That's what I mean. Yeah, everybody. I know everybody has a set. And look at that, no rain. Look at that. It is.
It's damp though.
It's damp, but is it damp enough? Who's going to be brave enough to go out there on a set of maybe mediums? I wonder.
Soft, surely it's Q3.
Let's have a look. No, it is. Oh, look at that! Unity has decided to put a set of softs on already.
Well, yeah, because surely this track's going to dry out. So
will do. So let's see who comes out first.
think
And it looks like it is Unity, and no, it's not. It is
Red Bull's Quexor.
Quexor, and he has come out on the intermediate, so he feels there's quite a bit of spray coming out. So yeah,
There's no rain at all though, so surely this track's going to dry out in like a few minutes.
I would say probably.
Just waiting.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. I think it's pretty good to get out, and obviously, you know, there's a big dry line now, a mini Vettel. So we'll see what happens there. Man with a cash says, "Good evening, you lot." Yeah, good evening, you.
Good evening, you sexy people. We actually said.
Is that what he said? Because it's got loads of stars now. I don't think it's sexy people.
How come I see it and you don't?
Well, I don't know. I don't
good
think
evening, you sexy people.
I don't believe that one bit. I mean, I think it's been rude.
Yeah.
Man with a cash, behave yourself. I mean, thank God we ain't got
you,
talking about his nakedness. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I'll tell you the story actually from Q2. Well, the biggest story, obviously, is Gary, actually, because obviously he is closest. Him and Ozza are close to Unity, or the closest challengers anyway, but he's in second place. And then obviously starting 11th is not the best thing you want to be if you want to carry on the momentum that he got from Germany, finishing second place. So,
but I've got a sneaky suspicion there's somebody in F1, right, in that track, all right, on that grid, is going to start off with soft tyres. Sneaky suspicion. Now either they're going to start off immediately. Vettel's back in, almost spins out there. His traction's almost going now. So you know what I mean? He's showing off his back end. Stop drifting, will you, Vettel? You know what I mean, mini Vettel. What's the matter? So anyway, as we come around and start your first sector, Gary says, link deleted up my lap. In other words, I put my lap up. I did there. Never mind, Gary. It's all right. We sort of cottoned onto it at sector 2. So unlucky, buddy. Unlucky. But you've got an opportunity of making some places up, so don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. So, spun! Vettel has spun. Ooh.
turn 5 as well.
Ooh, that's going to be causing a few issues.
Treacherous.
It is, and I think that this track is really slippery. So, anyway, let's have a look and see how Mr. Pigeon gets on. So catch that pigeon as he starts his lap. Let's see how he gets on. As he sits here we go, comes around the nice little bend here. Turn 3, I believe this is turn 4. Oh, look at that, the back end is really, that track is really, really slippery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And kicks onto the 28.9, so that's not bad. It's not drying up as quickly as I thought it would be because it's too damp. As Pigeon.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
No, actually, I think this is actually pretty good because we were told it's going to be wet or qualifying. There's no raindrops out there. It's just really, really damp. So it's not drying up as quickly as we thought, and we're 7 minutes in. Well, we've got 7 minutes left. 47. Oh my God. Let's just take the piss. I can see what he's doing now. He's giving himself hope. When he goes round to get fast time. There you go, Mr. Pigeon. He made a mistake after the end of 6-2. What's going on, Ben?
Tokyo drifting around the penultimate corner and then decides to bet.
Ooh, so Ben
literally caught it as he's like power sliding his way.
Right, Ozza does a 28.4 in the McLaren. Where is our championship leader, Mr. Unity?
Just beats it.
Well. Excuse me for a second. I've got a little bit of get a bit dry throat here. Not what you want to have when you're commentating, is it?
Are you sure you want to do the first lap? Remember what happened last time?
Nope. So anyway, 30.2 first sector. I don't care. I'm going to do it all in one breath. Happy days. Trust me. You know what I'm like. Then I'll take a deep breath and go on with it, and I'll try and get as much information out of it as possible. Because I know, knowing Hungary...
I hereby say now, I did not consent him to do this.
No,
I did say, I did offer.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I mean, but obviously you said no. You didn't offer. You just didn't bother to say anything. You just went, yeah, go on then.
No,
I actually heard I need a laugh after it. That's why I heard. You know what I mean? So.
Okay.
That was from you. Not from me.
Magic Mark in the chat saying the wet Q2 will help the front runners. They could start on hards, then go to softs and mediums. Very, very true. But obviously the gamble is obviously if you start on hards and everybody else around you is on mediums or softs, as Pigeon that's absolutely crushes everybody else with 27.6.
Yeah,
is
and
getting
does
quicker by the minute.
Yep. Unity did a 27.9. I'm just going to have a look at Mr. Racer because he's just come out on a new set of intermediates. So I think if you go on to the new set of intermediates, Dyslexia, where is he?
22 only.
Ooh, okay.
Only a few mistakes, I think.
Vettel's not enjoying this track at all because he's making too many mistakes. He's flying all over the place. I don't know what's going on with his setup, but he's not liking it at all. It looks like we've got yellow flags and 6-2.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go. Still not raining, and there's loads of spray, which is the weird thing.
Well, yeah, because it's a damp track. You know what I mean? Well, you're not paying attention. What's about you?
I can see it's a damp track. I'm just back is obviously fast. So Oz is checking out the softs, but it's nowhere near dry yet.
Well, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to keep an eye on Mr. Racer because I think he's got... Oh, Ozza has decided to stick a set of softs on. Really?
I literally just said that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, he's looking at them. He's looking at them.
He's put them on.
Let's ride on board with Ben, actually. Let's take you for a hot lap. I think it's going to be the only opportunity we're going to get. So,
here we go.
Across the start-finish line, down into turn 1 here. Going to brake just before the 50-meter marker board. Down into, well, I would take second, but he goes into third. Nice of the traction down into turn number 2, and then going downhill for this corner, so it can be very tricky. It's very bumpy middle of the way through. Short shift on the exit. Flat out through turn 3 up into turn 4 and 5, and this is where the tricky corner is going to be. You're going to have to turn in, hope the car sort of sticks. Car will step out of you, and then it's turn 6. Turn 6 here on the inside curve. Do not touch that, it's like ice. And then going into the chicane, slowing the car down, make sure you don't hop over the curves, although you can use that second curve as Ben did. And now into these flowing left, right corners. Got to keep the speed up through here, and then through this last bit again you need to shut the car in, hoping it sticks. Don't want too wide on the exit. And then into the final sector now, a 90-degree right-hander, and then this next corner here, there's a massive bump as you brake and turn into the corner. There it is. Again, not touching the curve too much, and then the final corner, which Ben is not going to do. Why? Denied.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. He feels it's quick enough for him to go and change into another set of tyres. I've got a sneaking suspicion that sooner or later we're going to see a DRS coming out soon. That track is drying up very, very quickly, and with 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go, let's see what happens. I'm waiting to see who's going to make the first. Well, actually, St. Johnston's coming. I don't know what's going to happen here. Mr. Pigeon is putting a set of softs. Shrimper's gone out on a set of inters, so we'll have a look and see how it goes.
This is a roll of the dice, really, because DRS could be announced in, say, the next minute, but you have to be leaving the pits.
Those inters are slipping and sliding all over the place, mate. They are not getting
you got to make your decision now, basically. You can't wait any much longer. Oz has gone out on dries, and it's not time yet, but it could be on the next lap, so he's got to keep those tyres there. Dyslexia's on intermediates. Shrimper's out on intermediates as well. Pigeon has come out on softs. So yeah, this is a massive dice roll now. Both Haas drivers have remained in the pits, and that's their qualifying done.
Ren Race is coming out on the intermediates. I think he's going to go for it. He wanted some fresh air, clean air, so he can warm those tyres up and get out in front. I think, thinking about it, that Ozza may have made a mistake. And I think Pigeon's got the fastest lap in Q3 at the moment. He's sitting on preliminary pole. He's gone out outlap. So is Shrimper. So is Unity. So is Dyslexic. Ozzy's gone out. Let's see how he gets on. Ozzy's going to be the one that, but he's slipping and sliding all over the place. So I don't know what's going on now. Let's have a look as Kexler starts his lap. So he's the first one to go through as he comes through. Is that you? That is you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is you.
Phone.
Oh, for God's sake. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Can't take me anywhere, you know what I mean? Sheesh.
Hang on, as you're watching this, I had it for the stream so I could see any comments coming through. But as you're watching it, I'll
yeah, it's right. I've got it here. I've got it here on my phone. Don't you worry about that. You know what I mean? So let's have a look and see how he does. First sector, 30.5.
Bell's qualifying is done. Spun at turn 6.
Again, he's been spinning all over the place. So let's have a look. Anyway, so let's keep an eye on Kixoff. So he was actually almost a 10th up on his 10th quicker on his first sector, and he's going quicker around here. Let's have a look and see how he goes. And a quick little S's as he comes flying through. I think he's going to catch up with Vettel soon. St. John has gone for it. Mr. Pigeon has got pole at the moment, but it's going to be interesting. As Quickstop is 2/10 slower in the second sector. So we're gonna. So I'm sorry. As much as I'd like to keep an eye on him, we're gonna go with Mr. Shrimper. Shrimper has backed off. He feels he's not quick enough. So let's have a look at Unity, as he is 3/10 slower. Dyslexic, how's he getting on? Let's have a look. He's not looking very brave. Well, have a look and see how Dyslexic does as he comes flying through. He's 7/10 slower. Where is Mr. Racer? Let's have a look and see how he gets on. He is really flying around this track. Look at this. He's flying, absolutely flying. And he's done a 103.2 as he comes flying around this track, really using every part of this track as he possibly can. It is slightly just into me. You can see a little bit of spray coming out the back of the tyres as he comes around the quick hairpin, just the last part. Let's see how he gets on. He's still pushing it because he thinks he's quicker. No, he's not. He's backed off. Oh, dear.
I was going to say, Pigeon, I think has actually got this because the track is just not. It's gone from the operating window of the intermediate tyres.
Unity has spun out there. He's off the track. Dyslexic's got 4th. Darren's sitting 7th with Vettel even 8th. St. John 9th. Ben has got 10th. But what a pole position for the Catch That Pigeon. He got pole position for the first time. There you go. So, and Unity gets third in qualifying.
And there you go, DRS enabled.
There you go. Well, it was getting there, wasn't
too late.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. But really good to see Mr. Pigeon getting pole position. Congratulations there.
Yep, just hit the lap at the right time. He was on the correct tyres, on the correct conditions. Just, I think at the end there, it was just at that crossover point between dries and intermediates. So those on intermediates just could not find the time again. So that left Pigeon, even though he gambled on softs, he got pole position anyway.
I reckon.
I can see.
Here's my thing. I reckon if he went out on a set of mediums, or even a set of hards, I think if he went out on a set on the hards, I reckon he would have got a faster lap than what he got on a 127.6 in those inters. Yeah,
difficult to say. Difficult to say. The reason why obviously they were gambling on the dry tyres was if basically even if they had DRS for like half a lap in like the last 30 seconds, they would have been quicker. That was the gamble. Yeah. But DRS arrived a minute or two after qualifying finish, so it means Pigeon takes pole with Shrimper. Good lap from him. Good session. Second with Unity in third. Dyslexic fourth. Ozza 5th in the McLaren with Quexor 6th in the Red Bull, then Darren and Vettel SV, St. John and Ben ended up not setting a time at all, so 9th and 10th for them. Yeah, all good. Obviously Pigeon, great
Well,
position.
We've got both Haas and both Williams in the top 10 for Q3, which is pretty good. So that'll be interesting. So,
and obviously in the championship picture, Unity must be very happy that he started ahead of one of his title rivals, of being Ozza.
Yes, he probably is a little bit happy, but I think looking back on it, I think Unity would have been happier with pole position, given a little bit more of a space between him and Ozza. Pigeon, obviously, he must be quite happy. Shrimper, obviously, is a surprise package, getting himself into second. But obviously, it all comes down to Gary and Ozza, because they're the two that are chasing Unity for the championship. Let's see how it pans out, because obviously, you know, talking about F1, but obviously I'm going to be commentating F3 on Thursday, and I cannot wait for Thursday, because we've got some serious battles going on in F3 there, so it'll be good.
Mex Cypher, who actually joined in late, has actually readied up. Unfortunately, that's going to be a penalty sending his way.
Oh, yes it is. It is going to be a penalty, and that's going to wind people up, because if they've gone away to go and grab a drink or whatever it is, or, you know, obviously a quick toilet break, that's going to wind people up. So, well, guess what? Frontline Speed is going to be coming back today. So, anyway.
I was going to say, though, around Hungary, where are you going to fit it?
Oh,
not really
fit it.
much.
Don't you worry. If there's a place to fit it, I'll fit it. Don't you worry about that. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? So.
Right. 17 we're going to have on this grid now, because of the late arrival of the Mex.
Yep. Well, I'm going to talk you through it.
Cypher.
Yeah, we'll call him Cypher, so I'm going to talk you through it. So we've got Cypher in the Ferrari, he's starting on the medium tyres in 17th, with AMS Danny in the Red Bull in 16th on the medium tyres. We've got Smokey Bates in the first part of the Mercedes in 15th on the hard tyres, with RSR Clays in the mediums in the 14th. Oaks in 13th on the medium tyres, with Bamba Viking again in the Toro Rosso, he's in 12th. On the medium tyres. I'm just trying to turn it down a little bit, sorry about that. We've got Gary, obviously unfortunately missed out on Q3, he's in the Renault, he's on the medium tyres. Then you've got BF1 Racer, he's on the medium tyres as well, on the Williams in 10th. St. John in the first of the Haas in 9th, with Vettel, Mini Vettel in the Racing Point, or people keep saying forcing it is Racing Point to get it right, in 8th. Darren 121, the other Ferrari in mediums, he's in 7th, with Kexel and the other Red Bull, he's in on hard tyres in 6th. You've got Oz and the McLaren in 5th in the medium tyres, with Dyslexic, the other Williams driver, in 4th in mediums. And you've got top 3, you've got Unity Hush and our championship leader, then the Haas, he's in the in 3rd, with RSF1 Shrimper in the Toro Rosso in 2nd. And of course, catch that pigeon, yes that's right, Mr. Pigeon Munch, he's in the Alfa Romeo in the medium tyres, and I get it all done just before the hairpin.
Very nicely done. So Quexel and Smoking the Bates obviously on the alternate strategy here, so everybody is going to be on a one-stop, being mostly on the mediums, but obviously Quexel on the hards and Smoky on the hards, they'll be doing the alternate of that, and obviously they'll be quicker towards the end. So key for them going forward is going to be
the quick sweet little drink ready for this first lap.
Key for Quexel and key for Smokey is obviously key for Quexel is keeping with the leaders. Smokey, he's probably hoping for some shenanigans into the first couple of corners, but let's get going.
Apparently we've got Mex Senna, who's a new driver on the chat, so let's go. We got 3, 2, 1, and we are off, and it's a good start from Mr. Pigeon, but the Shrimper's got a great start as well, as Unity House has got a great start coming in right in the background. He's going over, and we've got Shrimper on the right-hand side. He's got a brilliant start on Mr. Pigeon, but Mr. Pigeon closes the door, and there's contact between the Alfa Romeo and the Toro Rosso. As Unity, he's come up all the way into second place to come around the first hairpin. Up to turn 3, gets second place after Shrimper with Shrimper and Pigeon. You've got Dyslexic right in the background of the Toro Rosso. There's all shenanigans going in the background there as you've got the Red Bull. Look at Mr. Pigeon Unity right on the gearbox of Mr. Pigeon Munch as he comes through under quick chicane. In the background there, we've got Gary, who's moved himself up to 7th place already. What a great start there from Gary as he turns around. Mr. Pigeon is just definitely battling Unity Hash as Shrimper's got dyslexia all over his gearbox. Ozza not that far behind with Kazar in 6th. Gary moving up. Darren in 8th place. Sick John. You've got BF1 Racer. He's down to 14th place already. And we've got Wonder Williams, the Mercedes, which is Clay's. He's moved himself up to 11th. And look at Unity. He's right on the gearbox of Pigeon on the way in the first lap. And what a great start for the lap. We've had a few people move up and a few people move down already in the first lap. Vettel all the way down into 17th. Don't know what happened with him. But that is not a good start there. And, well, there you go. First lap shenanigans. And there you go, I'll take the breath. And we've already got a 5-second penalty for Mr. Danny speeding in the pit lane. So we think there's been a problem there in the first lap. Don't know what happened. It's a new win for Danny. So it looks like we had a few issues. And a new win for Bamba Viking as well.
Yeah, there was a few light contacts. Vettel also got caught up in something because he's at the right at the back. He's the biggest loser, losing.
Well, I don't know.
7 positions.
Yeah, he is the biggest. The biggest gainer, I would say, at the moment is Gary. He went from 11th to 7th. Yeah. He's already up to 7th place, and that is a really good start for him. So that's really, really good, actually, Bermuda. So well done for him for moving up all the way he did. Second, he's moved up 4 positions, so he's made the big move. So has Max Cypher. He's moved up 4 positions as well. RSR Clays and Oaks have moved up 3 positions. And look at that, we've got Darren right in the back on the gearbox of Gary, really giving Gary something to think about, making him feel really, really nice. And while this is all going on, Unity is absolutely in the gearbox of Pigeon with. And, well, there you go, Shrimper, though, it's his fastest lap, and he is catching on to the actual gearbox. We got that front line speed coming up soon. I reckon before we get the DRS, it has been enabled. So this is going to be really good between it's going to be very scrappy, because we've got Darren and the Haas, the Ferrari and the Haas coming together a little bit, but looks like this is... I'll tell you what, turn 1, around this corner, it's going to be its elbows out, racing. Really hard racing. This is going to be really, really good to watch.
Yeah, Gary's made a good start, but the problem he's got now is he's now up the gearbox of Quexor, trying to go long on those hard tyres. So Gary ideally needs to get Quexor, because as soon as he does, he can chase after the front 5, who are nose to tail up at the front. But,
right now, I'm just looking at this. Shrimper. He's got a yellow warning on his fuel, so he has really turned everything up full, and he's using every single thing of his fuel. And look at Unity, we're almost right on that gearbox. You know what I mean? Any closer, he'll be going straight through him. So and Dyslexic not that far behind. So at the moment, and Pigeon, he's having problems already. He's losing so much grip. And Unity's just lovely because he's going to have DRS with that front line speed as he comes flying down this. There we go. The DRS wide open, but look at Shrimper right in the back of Unity. Unity just cannot get rid of Shrimper. And with Dyslexic and also with Ozza, this is actually... And Gary, he's got himself up into almost in 6th place. And he comes side by side, wheel by wheel, with him and Kexor. And he moves himself up into 6th place. So he's moved himself up from 11th to 6th. What a great start that is. While this has been going on, St. Jordan has got himself up to 8th, and he's flying all over the place. Wow.
Yeah, two separate battles going on at the moment. We've got the top 5, all separated by about a couple of seconds there. Then there's a couple of seconds to Gary, who's now clear Quex, so he can set off after the top 5. Then you've got the train of Quexor, John, Darren, Oaks, and Clays, and BF1 just hanging in there as yellow flag set to 2. I think Smokey's had enough. Where is he?
Had enough? Is he had enough? Smokey? No.
Yeah, he's had a spin.
Oh my goodness gracious me! I think he's got a few problems with his front wing actually. I don't know what's happened to him, so I have to have a look at that. But that's not good for Smokey. He is not going to be impressed with this. That's really hurt his race big time. Vettel, I mean, well, obviously he's still in 15th place at the moment, but Let's keep an eye on Mr. I'm watching Mr. Racer because he's Mr. Ben Racer. He's going to have DRS, and he is catching up with Mr. Clays with that front line speed as he comes flying out at DRS. But also, Clays has got that DRS wide open, and he is defending with his life. And look how close! Look at this little battle here. This is from sixth onwards. You've got Gary. Oh, hello.
Oaks has manoeuvred his way past Darren for 9th.
Yeah, that's a good move there from Oaks. So he's moving himself up. He's moved himself up to 4th position. Gary, so far, has got... Oh, no, it's been touched!
No.
Oh, my goodness gracious me! Looks like Darren. And there's a yellow flag there for Sector 2. Oh, as Darren literally came flying through, clipped Oaks. It wasn't anybody's fault at all. And unfortunately, we have lost Darren. We've had 2 retirements. We've had Smoker Bates. He's retired. Darren, he is unfortunately crashed. And it was a little bit of a touch. He came flying through that first sector and unfortunately clipped the rear wheel of Oaks. Oaks had nothing to do with it. He was just a passenger, unfortunately. And Darren lost control and literally crashed out of the race. And we have lost our first driver to an accident. Unbelievable, eh, Brundle? That's unlucky.
Yeah, look to me that Oaks have very little bit of a slide, and because Darren was right up his gearbox, he just couldn't avoid it, and he had a bigger slide into the wall. Unfortunate for Darren there.
It is. But while we're talking about that, let's keep an eye on a yellow flag in Sector 1. We're keeping this battle on the third place because...
Both Mercedes. Blaze has got front wing damage.
Oh dear,
enough just past turn 1.
Wow, so both the Mercedes are having a few issues. This battle for third, these top 3, they are still battling, and you've got Dyslexic not that far behind. He's keeping Shrimper very, very honest here. And, you know, this is actually really good for the Williams. You've got Racer, who's actually sitting in 10th for the points. And so far, you've got Dyslexic sitting in 4th for 12. So there's nice 13 points here for Williams so far. But he's, like I said, he's keeping Shrimper nice and honest. And just in the background there, right behind Gary, there's Kexar and St. John having a little battle there. And that is for a good 8th place.
Ends up the gearbox of Oaks as well.
Yes, he is.
He's
just having a look. So he's just having a little bit of a look, letting Oaks know, listen, I'm here. I'm gonna go for it. He's got. Let's have a look at this. Is he gonna have? Yeah, he's got a great exit out of that corner, and he's gonna have DRS as well with that front line speed. Let's do it. Front line speed. Has he got turn 1? Has he got enough?
No, close enough.
He ain't got enough. Come on, Ben, for God's sake. He sent me a message earlier. He says, I know you're commentating. I want some old-fashioned front-line speed. Well, I gave it to you. You bottled it. So, sorry, Ben. You know what I mean? Never mind, mate.
Yeah.
Let's get cracking anyway. Excel's doing pretty good, keeping up with well, actually, fun enough, St. John, he's just moved himself up into 7th place. Kexel's got a 3-second time penalty, so that's a good move for Haas, as they're sitting in 2nd and also in 7th. Gary just sitting in front in the Renault. He's slowly but surely catching up with Ozza in the McLaren. But I've just looked at St. John. He's almost really catching up with Gary. And Gary's having a few problems. He's going a little bit too deep here, a little bit too deep there. So we'll see how he gets on with this. Oh, Unity's had a problem. Unity's had a slight little problem. He went a little bit too deep, and that's opened the door for Shrimper as he has a look into 2nd place. This is not good for Unity, as Unity's making a few little mistakes. That's opened the door for Pigeon to open up a little bit of a gap, and that is literally given Shrimper something to think about, as he is almost in the gearbox of Unity, coming down to the first end, as St. John has set the fastest lap of 28.1, looks like. Yes, it is a 28. Is it a 28.1 or is it a 20.1? I'm not too sure. I can't see that one, unfortunately. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, Unity,
that is a 20.1.
He had a bit of a problem in the end of Sector 2. Sorry, at the beginning of Sector 3, he went a bit too deep. That opened the door for Shrimper, but unfortunately for Shrimper, he wasn't close enough to capitalise on it. I don't know. Capitalise, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, he was obviously looking to get the slipstream onto the front straight, stay as close as you can to Pigeon, because that's really the only overtake spot you can have, apart from maybe turn 5 if you're bold enough.
Not only that, but you also got this turn as well, actually. If you're bold enough, you can actually make it on this straight coming up. And I think that's really just turned the heat up for Unity, because he is really absolutely just turned up the heat on Pigeon. Because obviously he thought, you know what, I made a mistake there, and because I made a mistake, I took my eye off the game for 2 seconds. Oh, he's gone almost into the back of Pigeon. As Pigeon just literally, I don't think he broke checked him, but you know, he's just making sure the Unity is keeping an eye out back there as he comes round that hairpin, opens up DRS. Is he going to be close enough to take the lead? It's a good chance. Is he close enough? He's not that close, but Shrimper is getting closer and closer. And let's have a look in this other DRS open as literally Pigeon. Let's have a look as he comes through. No, he's got enough space on Unity to make sure that he's got enough room to close that door. So at the moment, Pigeon's doing a really, really good job of holding back Unity. And the longer that Unity has this battle with Pigeon, because Pigeon at the moment has got fresh air. Okay, yes, he's got to defend against Unity. He's got, you know, he's trying to do all he can, but Unity is pushing all he can, weaving and diving with those tyres. They're going to wear out even quicker, and obviously that's going to open the door for other drivers like Shrimper, Dyslexic, and Ozza to make a move onto Unity. Unless you, what do you think there, Mr. Bundle?
I see this all being very, very stabilised at the moment. It's all very tense. One simple mistake for any of these four, and they're going to be in a heap of trouble and dropping way down the field. Pigeon is obviously trying.
3 second time penalty as well. That's not going to help him either, is it?
Oh, that's not going to help him at all. Unity is getting on with it because he realises that Shrimp and Dyslexic are just right up, so he wants to get past Pigeon, but he keeps on having not the greatest exit out of these last two corners. That's just giving Pigeon just that little bit of breathing room to keep ahead.
Not only
but
that,
actually Shrimper
that's
is going to
also opened up a door for Shrimper, because Shrimper was literally had a great exit. It's that exit out of the hairpin going into the pit straight that he's having problems with, isn't it? I've noticed that the last couple of laps watching him.
Yeah. But it is all stabilised quite interesting at the moment. If they all stay as it is, it's all going to be down to who pits first. The undercut around here is immense. So it's going to be who blinks first to go on to the hard tyres. Out of these, well, 5 to be honest. And you could include Gary into 6. Quexor is doing a great job at the moment because he is only... How far is he? He's only 7 seconds behind the leader at this point.
Who's that? Who's that? Oh, yeah, actually. Yeah,
Quexor in 8th.
Quexor, yeah, in 8th. So that's actually really good for Quexor because obviously he's going to go on for the longest stint. This battle that we've got, look at Gary, he's actually caught up with Volta. So he's now joined onto this train. This is for first place. Now, I've just had a quick chat just for a minute here for Mr. Bundle. Patronus reckons that Pigeon is running low winds and he reckons that Unity is running high winds. Let's have a look at this exit here. He's got a better exit there, Unity. He's going to be closer. Is he close enough? That's the question. He's getting closer and closer with that front line speed, but it's not close enough. But that has actually opened up a massive gap, and that's a great exit there. He's going to have DRS on Pigeon, really, really pushing that car. Absolutely, where did he get that speed from those two corners? It's unreal. Pigeon really defending, absolutely using everything. He's thrown everything but a kitchen sink at him to defend, to keep that lead, and Unity's really pressing him, making him honest as anything. So I don't know where Unity, I reckon Unity's been holding back this, you know, obviously all this power and everything. He's just literally turned it up. Next thing you know, he's come out with loads of speed. Just look at the traction he's got coming out of that chicane there. He's really giving Pigeon something to think about, isn't he, Brandon? Look at this.
Yep. It is exactly the amount of pressure that Roberts on Sunday put me on. A look at Unity, got a great exit out of there. It's going to look on the inside possibly, but no. I think Patronus is right about these low front wings because
Unity's
getting
really
too close, struggling.
But again, Pigeon, it's not that good of an exit this time. Unity looks like he's actually managed to figure out that exit and gets a great exit out of the turn 1 with DRS wide open. Pigeon tries to get out of the slipstream as we got that front line speed as Unity's going for it, but he's not close enough. But look at Shrimper. Shrimper's turned up the power all of a sudden. He's right in the gearbox for Unity. Now all of a sudden we're just sitting there going, oh, it's getting a bit casual, but now all of a sudden Unity looks like he's just literally, somebody's upset him, somebody said something to him, so obviously literally turned the car massively up as Clays gets a 3 second time penalty. Look at the top 3, they're really, really battling fair play to Pigeon. He is doing everything to defend his life, for his life against Unity. Unity is doing everything he possibly can to keep an eye, not only on the front to make sure Pigeon doesn't makes a mistake, but also at the back with Shrimper just slipping. Having a look, and with Ozza and Gary joining the fray, look at the gap between Gary and St. John. It's massive. This top 6 train is pulling them away, and Unity gets a great exit. He's right in the gearbox of Pigeon, and he just won't let up. Absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, front 6 covered by 3 seconds at the moment, so I think my thing about who's going to blink first. Yeah,
that's the thing. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to literally blink first to literally...
and this is the best chance Unity's had.
It is the best chance, but Pigeon saw it. It's that front 9 speed as he comes up and looks. No, he's not close enough again. He's not close enough. It's that exit he gets. Let's have a look. He's right on the gearbox of Pigeon.
Oh,
he's
look at that turn too.
He's having a sniff. He's going for it. Is he going to go for it? No. Pigeon turns around and says, "Damn it! It's my lead. How dare you try and take my lead? Sod off. This is mine. I'm having it." Unity trying his best to get past, but no, Pigeon keeps him close to the door. You know what I mean? Hold on a minute, he's waving at Unity. No, and he's not using all his fingers. All right, happy days. Well done, Pigeon. Good boy. Defending with his life. He's like literally turning around to Unity and saying to him, "Listen, son, you want to take this? You go ahead and try and take it. I'm not going to make it easy for you. You want to get this? You're going to have to battle for it." And while this has been going on, look at Shrimper, look at Dyslexic, look at Ozza, and look at Gary. They've gone literally, it's like a vicious train. And Unity is, what? He's taking 3 laps to try and beat Pigeon. He can't do it. And now all of a sudden, look at that little gap that Pigeon's managed to pull away from Unity. It looks like Unity is pulling back and just trying to save as much power as he can. Shrimper's blink first. And we are, wow, already 13 laps gone, and it's just gone flying by. Absolutely flying by.
Yellow flag in sector 2. I think Clays has gone.
Yes, he has. Clays has gone, unfortunately. So we've lost Clays, and we're just keeping an eye. So Ben's moved himself.
Safety car. Safety car.
No way. We got a safety car already. So whoever's actually
and Shrimper's already pitted.
That is absolutely superb from Shrimper. That is
Shrimper and
brilliant.
Gary.
I'll tell you what, Gary and Shrimper.
No, Danny.
Oh, oh wow, and it's a drive-through penalty as well for somebody. I don't know who that was, but look at this. St. John's coming out on a set of hards as well. Gary, who's actually on a let's have a look at. We'll keep an eye on this. That is literally Gary is on a set of hards as well. So this is absolutely opened up massively for Shrimper and for Gary. What a call! He blinked first.
I mean, incredibly lucky.
That is lucky, but he blinked first and got himself a set of hards massively quick. Now, we're going to have a quick look. Where are the top 3? Are they going to stay out or are they going to come in? Let's have a look. Unity.
They'd have to pit now.
They've got to pit. They've got to pit. They've got to pit and get in there and get out as quick as they possibly can.
What this doesn't do, or what the unfortunate person in this...
And so is Unity.
Yeah, they're all pitting. The unfortunate thing for this is Quexor, because he's now lost the advantage he has been on hard tyres. What's he going to do?
Quexor has decided he's going to pit, so let's have a look. BF1 racer is pitting. Max Sofa is pitting. RSF1 Shrimper is coming around on a hard. Let's see if he gets out in front.
What happened there?
I do not know. Let's have a look. As they're all coming out, is Pigeon going to stay out in front? I'm not too sure. Where is he? Let's have a look. Yes, he does. Shrimper is out into 5th. So that's a bad. Well, actually, do you know what? That's actually helped out massively for Unity and Dyslexia. Dyslexia's moved himself up into 3rd place because of that. So now we've got this is good. Clays has left the session, so I think whoever went into the pits and pitted, obviously brought out the safety car. We had this last night, fun enough, in the actual in the practice race.
Clays, I think. Let me just check.
Well, no, I don't
think he was terminal damage. Oh no, he was. He was.
Yes, yes, he was.
Oh,
Yeah,
Danny, come on.
Okay, so anyway, Danny, a 5 second penalty again. Wow.
He had the drive-through for speeding under the safety car as well.
Oh dear, so that's another drive-through for him.
No.
Unless, it'll be either it will be added to the race actually, probably. So it's the end of the race. So
I thought Shrimper was going to be leading this race because he pitted exactly at the right time. But the problem is that when he
B1 Racer's got a severe collision with Vettel. 5 second penalty. What happened there? What's happened there? I don't know what's happened there.
I think Ben's got wing damage as well.
Let's have a look. I think that is down to Vettel. I don't know what's happened there, but looks like we've got a bit of a problem. I don't know if he's got any damage. Let's have a look. Vettel's okay. Ben
pretty sure Ben front right.
Yeah, it's because he's coming into the pits. So I don't know what happened there. Problem is that obviously people are trying to trying to keep an eye, and the problem is when they slow down like this. This is not what they need to do. They need to keep it. This is what I don't get with some of the drivers on the F1, and I don't mean this in any disrespect to any of the other drivers on the leagues. Don't get me wrong, but give each other plenty of room in the safety car. You don't have to be so close. Give yourself plenty of room. Give yourself some space. Warm up your tyres. Keep an eye on what's going on, because the problem is you get too close, you bunch too close. Things like this will happen. We'll have accidents where somebody will get a 5 second penalty or a race, a problem with their vehicle, with their, and this is the problem. You need to give each other, I know it's very easy for me to sit here and say this in the commentary team, but it's very easy to do. Just give yourselves a little bit of room.
Yeah.
You do it right, put it this way, you do it in the formation lap, do it under a safety car, for crying out loud, guys, come on.
Well, some people can't even do formation that without hitting each other, but
that's true. Yeah.
What I do under safety car is, well, the other thing is lag. If someone jumps back unexpectedly, you can't do anything about it, and if you're nose to tail, which some of them still are doing, but there you go. I normally stay either to the left or to the right, wherever the car in front of me is, and a good 4 car lengths back until the restart. That's what I normally tend to do.
Well, yeah, I get that, you know what I mean?
But let's be honest, we don't get safety cars very often on this game, so...
Don't, and I reckon the safety car is in this lap, so obviously...
Ben again!
What is Ben doing?
I don't know.
Ben, you need to slow yourself down, son. Now, Pigeon, he's got this lead. Unity's having a look, he's having a sniff. He's really having a sniff. Pigeon's turning around saying, get out of it, son, get out of it. And here we go, and Jesus Christ.
Pigeon's not.
Pigeon, there he
really
goes, here he goes.
Everybody else.
He almost tried to catch somebody else, but Unity was having none of it. So was Dyslexic. Dyslexic's got a good bite on Unity, as we've got a look at Unity already on the gearbox of Mr. Pigeon, looking for it. But Mr. Pigeon, yeah, he's okay, he's still got that lead. As Dyslexic's right on the gearbox. Look at Unity, just absolutely having a look on Pigeon. He's closer than he's ever been. Going for a turn there on the inside. He's going to go for it. Is he going to make it stick? But no, Pigeon literally turns around and says, get out of it. This is my lead. I told you once before, you're not having it. Go on, sell off. Get out of here. As Dyslexic, he's battling. He's got Ozza all over his gearbox in 4th place. He's having a quick look as well. Unity, he's trying to catch up with Mr. Pigeon. Mr. Pigeon looks like he's having a few problems in those hard tyres. And Unity's absolutely right in the gearbox. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks as if we've got a bit of a problem here. As Ozza, he's right in the gearbox of Dyslexic. But look at Unity. Unity's literally all over Pigeon again. And Pigeon's having a few problems with his hard tyres. Maybe Pigeon, with having that sort of like, a fresh air in front of him, it's not working out for him. But let's have a look at this exit here, as he's gone a bit too deep. Look at Unity, have a look at Slick. He's trying to get right on that inside of Pigeon. Pigeon's literally having a few problems with those hard tyres as they come round. Let's see, there's no DRS yet. And Unity right on the gearbox of Pigeon, but he's not close enough to make a move. He is literally making Pigeon work so hard to keep that lead. This is absolutely brilliant. We're only in lap 18, and we've got all this to care. We've got all this to look forward to at the moment, brother. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, very good stuff. Quexel, again, Quexel's been really caught up by the safety car because he's got to take mediums all the way to the end, and they'll be really struggling by the end of this. So, unfortunately, he's going to be out of it. But again,
I've just noticed something, by the way. Look at Dyslexic right on the gearbox of Unity. Now Unity's got a problem. Does he battle with Pigeon, or does he defend for second place from Dyslexic? Dyslexic, look at how well he's driving around this track. He's absolutely loving it, and this is the highest position I think he's been in so far this league. I might be wrong on that one. So if I am wrong, I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. But obviously, Dyslexic, he is fighting for third, so...
He was near the front of Germany before they had the incident with Unity, remember?
Oh,
As
yes,
said,
yeah,
Unity and...
I remember you said, yeah.
Unity and him have already had it coming together.
Oh, so there's a bit of bad
don't do that again.
As Mr. Pigeon sets the fastest lap. That's a great lap there from Pigeon, and literally... DRS has now been enabled, so we're going to have DRS with that frontline speed. Don't worry, it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's coming. Definitely without a shadow of that. Poor Mr. Ben Racer, he's having a bit of a nightmare, but we can sort of, you know, defend, you know, sort of let that go because it's his first race back. He's still a bit rusty. You know, obviously he's just getting used to these no assists, and maybe he just caught him out a little bit. But look at this train forming here. This is what, literally all the way back to literally St. John, and this is all for, no, hold on a minute, in 9th place. This train from first to 9th, unbelievable. So here we go. So Unity trying to catch up with Mr. Pigeon. He's half a second behind him. He was 2/10 at some points, but Pigeon's really turned it up. Gone a little bit too deep here, hit a little bit of grass. That's opened the door slightly for Unity Hush to have a look. Have a little bit of a sniff. Just show Pigeon, guess what? I'm still here, son. I'm not going anywhere.
This has been absolutely relentless pressure from Unity onto Pigeon. But Pigeon so far has not put a foot wrong. This is how long can he keep this up?
Not, and that's a great exit there. Unity's got a bit of a problem, and it looks like he's pulling away from Dyslexic as well. But Pigeon is absolutely doing everything he can. And it looks as if, I've just had a quick look, I had a look here, Unity is just showing up a yellow light on his fuel. So it means he's using every part of his fuel to try and catch up with Pigeon, and Pigeon at the moment is doing absolutely everything to defend. He doesn't have to do anything. He's turning around and saying, Unity, come on son, do you want my first place? You're going to have to work hard for it. I got pole position, you're going to have to beat me for this, fair and square. You want it? Come and get it.
Does accentuate the whole thing about it's very, very difficult to overtake around Hungary. But as I said, Pigeon is doing everything he needs to do. He's putting the car in places for Unity to have. Unity has had two big chances of trying to take the lead. Cannot take at the moment.
Well, if you remember, he was in the medium tyres and he just stepped up the gears, didn't he? He really stepped it up. Really pushed Pigeon for 4 laps. Tried to overtake him. Pigeon made a couple of mistakes, and Unity was all over him, but just could not get close enough. And this is where he was actually. Pigeon was getting a great exit out of that turn, and that chicane from the DRS, getting further and further away. Enough time, I reckon he's getting about 6-7 tenths. But look at Unity. He's got a great exit out of there with the DRS wide open. Let's have a look and see if he can get further. No, he can't get close enough. But again, this is what I'm talking about. He's literally turned up the engine again. It's like as if he turns it. He has turned up the engine again because he wasn't sitting. He was holding his fuel back. He's now turned it up. He really wants this win because he wants to extend his championship lead because he knows that Ozza is in 4th place, his closest rival, with Gary in 7th. They're both on hard tyres and Kexor. He's sitting on the medium tyres on 6 laps now. So this is a great race so far.
Very good, very good. It's very intense pressure being put onto Pigeon at the moment. If he does go on to win this, but Unity is putting him under so much.
Close, and he's
very close.
Very, very close. Look how close he is. If he gets any close, he'll go straight through him. I'm telling you, Pigeon is doing everything he can to hold fire, to hold Unity back. Let's have a look at this exit here. Does Pigeon get a better exit? He sort of does, but Unity is closer, and he's going to have a look as he opens up the DRS. He keeps in the slip.
Big chance now.
Front speed as he opens up. He's got close enough. Here he goes. He's going to go for the move, for the lead. But Pigeons says no. Get out of here! I've had enough of this from trying out loud. How many times do I have to tell you? You're not having my lead! As he goes round, is he going to make it stick? Unity, will he make it stick? Yes, no! He won't! Pigeons still has it! Wow! Wheel-to-wheel racing from both
side by
these
side.
two. Fantastic
Turn
for
5.
both of them. Wow! Oh, Unity almost went too deep, but look at Dyslexic right on the back. What a fantastic 3 corners there from both those drivers, wheel to wheel. And fair play to Pigeon, absolutely defended with all his might. And do you know what? He kept first place. Well done, Pigeon.
Honestly thought that was going to end in tears.
I thought it was going to end in tears, to be honest, after all that hard work that those two did to show you wheel-to-wheel racing going into turn 5. I'll tell you what, literally somebody's literally had to take a deep breath and go, am I going to do? Oh, look at Ozza, he's having a look on literally in Dyslexic in 4th place as he gets a great move. Great exit. Let's see if he gets a good exit out of the turn. He's got Shrimper right behind him as he has a look. I'm having a look as well on Dyslexic.
Unity again. Unity again. He's going to have another go.
He's having another look, but no, he's not close enough. As Pexon sits at Sars's lap at 1:19.8. Look at that deep drop move. Unity's right in the gearbox. DRS wide open. Having another look around turn 10. This is literally around turn 3. As he comes through, Pigeon says, get out of it. How many more times do I have to have the same conversation with you for crying out loud? Shut off. This is my lead. Unbelievable turn 5. It is literally brilliant racing from these two. They really are pushing it to the level. And Dyslexic, all Dyslexic and Ozzy are doing are looking in the background, keeping an eye on what's going on as Ozzy goes a bit too deep. And look at this battle. This is all gone all the way back to 8th place. This is unbelievable. This is fantastic driving from all of them.
Grexel in 6th place is actually on the medium tyres, and he's quietly moving forward at the moment, but unfortunately for him, those tyres will start wearing out very, very soon.
They will do, and Unity,
what does he need to do?
Getting close, he's getting close. He has to throw, he literally has to go for it. He's got to throw everything but the kitchen sink. He's going to have a really good exit. Is it a good enough exit? It is a good enough exit. As he has DRS wide open. Is he going to be close enough to take over Pigeon? He is close enough. Here he goes. He's looking for a move. But Pigeon says no. Get out of it! I've had enough of you, sunshine. Piss off! Get out of it! I'm not having it. Come on! I'm not having you take my first place. I'm working my backside off for this. As he literally defends for his life. I do not know how he's doing this. It's unreal. Brilliant driving from both of them. This is absolutely fantastic. And if I keep on going the way I'm going, I'm going to lose my voice. These guys are just... Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Gary's got another 3-second time penalty. So that's 6-second time penalty. That is not going to help him at all. But I'll tell you what.
Quite soft.
Dyslexic literally went a little bit too deep there. He also is literally having a nice little look. Now we've got another battle going on. This is for 3rd place between Ozzy and Dyslexic. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I love this battle between Unity and Pigeon. Pigeon's managed to pull away a little bit further away from Unity, and Dyslexic is going to battle. He's going to try and get away from Ozza, but he's gone a little bit too deep there. Ozza's having a little look. Let's have another look at this battle here. This is for 1st place again as Pigeon literally gets a great exit, but so does Unity. Unity's got a great exit out of it. He's going to have frontline speed coming all the way down. Is he going to be close enough? No. Pigeon says no. Get out of it. I'm trying out loud. Enough battling you. Will you just leave me alone? I want to win this race in peace and quiet.
Oh, Unity, go for it.
Unity, go for it. Oh, the touch.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Pigeon's done it. He literally, there was going to be a touch sooner or later, but nothing came out of it. And I thought Dyslexic was going to have a sniff, but he didn't have a sniff. Unity, that's going to really fire Unity up massively. He's going to literally turn everything up to go and get that win now. Kexon's got a 3-second time penalty. He's sitting in 6th place. Unbelievable. Bloody hell, Michael's let time I have a breather. Jesus. Sorry guys, but I don't care. This is such a great race. I have to say, this is brilliant. Look at Yoza. He's right in the background in 4th place. Go on, Ronald. Let me have a breathe of 2 seconds, please.
All right, it's fine. I'll take over. Yeah, these guys are all in like a massive just tense strain at the moment. One simple mistake, they're all putting each other under so much pressure, and Unity the most under Pigeon. Let's see how the exit can go. Pigeon. Yeah, that's not a great exit at all.
It's a great exit from Unity. Is he going to have the opportunity to take the lead? Is he? He's looking at it. Can he do it? He has done it. Has he done it? No. Pigeon is still
wheel there.
To wheel, but no disunity. Has he got the lead? Yes. Has he? No, he's gone to the grass. Oh my goodness. Look at Pigeon.
Pigeon again.
Got the lead back. Oh my goodness, and Unity has it again.
No.
Oh my God,
Unity's got it.
Wow. But look at Pigeon. He's right on the gearbox, coming flying down. Are they going to have a look? No. Terrifo and Unity finally makes the move stick. Wow. Finally, 26 laps into the race and Unity takes the lead. But now he's got a problem because
he's not
all
done
that
with
time, Pigeon wants that lead back because now Pigeon's going to have DRS. Let's going to have a look. I'm going to have a look at this. Oh man, this is unbelievable.
Patronus called it. Pigeon seems to have that straight line, that front line speed down the front straight. So you have to do it too. You have to do it too. He's got more speed down the front straight. So what he needs to do is latch onto the back of Unity. But now Unity has got his foot down. He's got more downforce. He could pull away, and Unity's got a great exit out of the final corner.
As indeed, look at Pigeon. Pigeon is way too back. So literally way too back, far back. You know what I mean? Far away.
Way too far back.
Way too far back. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. He's far away, almost in a galaxy far away, trying to catch up with Unity. But there you go. So, but look at Dyslexic. Now Pigeon's got a problem because Dyslexic is having a look at Pigeon, and this is for 2nd place. So after all that hard work he's been doing, defending and all that sort of stuff for Unity, now he's got another battle on his hands because he's going to have Dyslexic all over his gearbox, and he's like, for crying out loud, how many more battles are we going to have to try and keep a podium place, for crying out loud? I feel sorry for this lad. He's raced really well, but I'll tell you something. At the moment, Quicksar is just literally looking at Shrimper. Look at Quicksar all over the gearbox. This is for 5th place, but Quicksar has got a 3-second time penalty as well. So this is going to be interesting because he's got Sync John on his back gearbox as well. And then obviously let's look at Ozza as well on Dyslexic. So, and it looks as if, yeah, look at Unity. He's pulling away. He has got over a second gap over Mr. Pigeon after all that hard work. Fair play to Unity. Absolutely kept on and really pushed him. Now we come up to the back markers. Oh, is it the back? No, it's not the back markers. What am I talking about? No, I'm having a waffle. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry. Oh, Zossa's gone a bit too deep, and has that opened the door for Shrimper? Maybe. Shrimper's having a look. This is for 4th place. Here comes Shrimper. He's having a look on the inside of Ozza, but no, Ozza says no, I'm not letting you go through either, for crying out loud. We're having battles here, left, right and centre. This is all for 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th,
Oh, Shrimper, that's a penalty.
And Shrimper has a 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to help him either. So that's going to keep him in 5th place. He needs to battle with Kexar as well. Dyslexic, he's trying to hold off Ozza in 3rd place. He's really battling massively hard to keep this 3rd place finish at the moment. And we have literally got 7 laps left, I think. 8 laps left.
How have we got 7 laps left?
Well, we're on lap 28, it's like 35 laps. You know what I mean? What's the matter?
Well, no, it's just like, there's been so much
I know,
action.
yeah, I know. It's gone flying by, isn't it? It's gone absolutely flying by. But it's been an unbelievable race. I'm trying to figure, I mean, all right, we're in lap 28. We've still got plenty of time to go. So there's a 3-second time penalty from Max Cypher, who's sitting in 12th place. At the moment, I'm trying to figure out who, in their right mind, is looking at driver of the day. But at the moment, I'm still glued to this 3rd place battle. You know, Unity's pretty much got this race, unless he cuts a corner. I actually see this. That's a good call, actually. I'll just have a quick think of that. So let's have a look at the penalty position going to here. So at the moment,
I don't think any of the top 6 have. I know Shrimp
well,
has,
actually,
but that's
Unity has got he's close to a penalty. Mr. Pigeon has got 1 warning, and Dyslexic has got, Dyslexic and Unity are very close to a penalty. So all Pigeon needs to do is really keep it up. Kexor gets another 3-second time penalty, so that's pretty much secured 5th place for Shrimper. And at the moment, let's have a look at this. That's also given St. John's 6th place at the moment if it continues going the way it's going. And Pigeon has gone a bit too deep there, but I think it'll be okay. Dyslexic really needs to knuckle down. But Unity is the one who needs to think about this, because if he makes Vettel, has got a 3-second time penalty. Mini Vettel, or Vettel, he's got a time penalty as well. So let's see what happens here. I've got Camo sitting there absolutely with smiley, laughing faces. I can only guess he's obviously laughing at my commentary. So, man.
Many words. Many words.
Yes. Sorry, Brundle. You take care.
The thing is, it's alright. I'm just trying to keep on the camera work. Trying to keep up with what you're saying. Unity, it's got it to a second, but he can't get it any further away. So one simple mistake from him, and that will bring Pigeon back into it. God, these guys must be mentally drained after the amount of pressure they put each other under.
I think Pigeon probably is more mentally drained than anybody, because if you think about it, 26 laps battling Unity, and he was defending for his life, and with a safety car as well, trying to push, trying to keep his, keep 2nd place. As AMS Denny's got another 3-second time penalty as well. But we're not interested in that at the moment. I'm more interested in this battle here for first, because it's all come down to if it comes to a pit. Now look at this. When we come into first sector, as you rightfully said there, Brundle, he was 1.2 seconds ahead. Now he's only 1.1. So Pigeon looks like Pigeon sort of kept everything back. But Unity's doing very, very well to try and keep. But he must be sitting there thinking, do not make a mistake. Do not make a mistake. Please don't make a mistake. I can't afford to make a mistake. As Unity, Dyslexic, he's on the gear. He's catching up with Mr. Pigeon with that front line speed of the Williams, and he's having a quick little look, and he's not close enough, but he's got a great exit out of that turn, and he's having another look, and it's going to be a nice little move. Can Dyslexic make this move on Mr. Pigeon? As Mr. Pigeon now has to battle. He has to defend for 2nd place. BFO Russell's got a 3-second time penalty. Here is Dyslexic all over the gearbox of Pigeon, and all of a sudden, all over the gearbox of saying it's nice and casual Pigeon. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Dyslexic's gone, right, I'm having some of this. Kexor, another 3-second time penalty. That has literally knocked him all the way down, possibly into 9th place. And that's helped Vettel. Well, Vettel's got a few penalties, so I think he should be okay. But look at Dyslexic coming around these corners, these S's. Right, sorry, there we go. Untied there. Been talking too much. Mr. Pigeon, he's within a second of Unity. Unity looks like he's having a few problems all of a sudden out of nowhere. Just look at Mr. Pigeon.
No, actually, I think it's the pressure from Dyslexic has given the Mr. Pigeon the hurry up back again. He's like, oh, I don't want Dyslexic to get anywhere near. I'll start pushing, and it's now got him within a second.
He has.
Unity. He's now got DRS,
and he's going to have DRS as well. So let's have a look, as he has got DRS, which means he's going to now give Unity something to think about, and this is going to be a great ending to the F1 race. I hope and I pray. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. What's happened there? I don't know what's happened
Ben's
there actually. Has Ben had enough?
Ben's had enough,
oh, Ben's had enough.
No, he's had an off. He's had a spin.
Oh, he's had an off. Sorry, he had an off. Yeah. Oh, never mind. On the 15 lap old mediums, but. Oh, excuse me, sorry, again, it's got to a point where obviously, Ben's been out of the game for quite some time. He's just getting himself back into the game. He's going to be a little bit rusty, so we can sort of forgive him by that. But look at Dyslexia, look at Unity. He's got Pigeon now catching up. And he's having a look how close Pigeon is getting to Unity all of a sudden. Now Unity is going to have a bit of battle here, because Pigeon's like, right, as you rightfully said, Brundle, look, I've got Dyslexic right on my gearbox. I need a push, but look at this all of a sudden now. I'm within the second of the leader, which means the leader's going to have a few problems, because he's been battling, trying to get past Mr. Pigeon. We don't know what the tyre strategy is. Well, obviously the condition of the tyres. He's going to have DRS coming into it as he comes flying around. Great exit from Mr. Pigeon. opens up the DRS, and he's got great straight line speed all the way down to the first turn. But Unity's just a little bit ahead, 7/10 ahead as Mr. Pigeon goes a little bit too deep there. Oh, he almost spends it a little bit, just the front end, just catching a little bit out. And we've got 2 laps left, and it looks as Unity possibly might have just got this in the bag.
He might do. Well, it's going to take us one simple mistake, one simple slide that you don't catch. They're going through this corner here, but they've all driven really, really well so far.
They've driven absolutely brilliantly, and do you know what? We're going to have to have a conversation about driver of the day, but you know what? I'm going to actually give...
Oh, Quexel.
Quexel, what's happening?
Quexel's dropped past St. John.
Oh, St. John's moved himself up to 6th place, so let's have a look and see what's happening there.
I just noticed Quexel's 18 laps on mediums. Those tyres are going to be shot.
They are going to be shot.
But Pigeon's not done with Unity at all.
No, he is not. Pigeon can smell it. He's got a parcel to deliver, and he wants to get past Unity Hash as he really comes in for that literally last great gas. He's got 2 laps to try and make sure that he can catch up with Unity and make him work like Unity made him work for 26 laps. But at the moment, it's not close. Well, it's a little bit closer. He's about 8 tenths. He's got that front load speed opening up as he comes flying down. He is actually getting closer. He's only 6 tenths. Last lap he was 8 tenths. He's pulled back 2 tenths in that last lap there. So Unity having a few issues. He's got DRS again, Mr. Shrimper. Sorry, Mr. Pigeon, apologies. What the hell am I talking about Shrimper? He's sitting in 5th. But this is great battling from Mr. Pigeon as he is closing in on Unity. Unity must be sitting there going, for God's sake, I've just been spending 26 laps trying to battle you to get to the lead. Now I've got to defend against you. As he look at this, he's almost caught him up. Look at this. He's only just under half a second behind Unity. What's happening to Unity? Unity's got a problem. I think Unity has got a problem. I'm not too sure what's happened. AMS Danny's got a 3-second time, another 3-second time penalty for Mr. AMS Danny. He could be very careful here because he might actually get. We got sector 2, yellow flags in sector 2. Look at Pigeon all over as he is literally battling. No, he's not. He's okay. He can literally get away with that because he actually time trial. You can get away with that going that deep, and you won't get a time penalty.
No, I think he was going to lose time.
And here comes Mr. Pigeon. Because he's got a great race. Base Racer sits the fastest lap, so he's trying to get a point. But it's only if you get into the top 10, Mr. Ben. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, as he comes flying around, he's got DRS wide open, but I don't think it's going to be close enough to actually get this last lap, because he's got one more lap to try and catch up with Unity Hash. But I think he is safe to say that he has got 2nd place. So at the moment, we're going to have... well, we've got Dyslexic. He is battling Ozza for 3rd place. This is his highest position he's going to have. He really, really wants to get 3rd place, and I think he deserves it. If I'll be honest with you, if I was to give driver of the day, I'd have to give it to Mr. Well, I don't know actually. Who are we going to give driver of the day to? Martin. What the hell am I waffling on about? Martin Brundle. As if. No way. Okay.
No.
Sorry, Tomo. How dare you? What's the matter?
I'm gonna wait until they cross the line. I'm going to wait till they cross the line because Pigeon is right on the gearbox.
Unity, here he goes. This is going to be a great finish to the race as Unity is really, really holding on to this lead. Mr. Pigeon, I reckon if we had one more lap, Mr. Pigeon would be all over his gearbox. But you look at Unity as Mr. Pigeon's right on the gearbox of Unity Hash. Will he be able to secure the 1st place? It looks as if Unity's got this. Has he got this to get the 1st place? He has! Unity's got 1st place in this race. What a battle from Unity and what a battle from Pigeon. And Dyslexic gets 3rd place. Going into the final, he gets the 3rd podium, his best performance. Ozzy gets 4th, Shrimper with 5th, St. John was 6th, Gary moves himself right back up into 7th place. That's fantastic. Hexar goes in 8th, Vettel in 9th, and Bamba Viking gets the last point, looks like, for 10th place. What a race that was, unbelievable.
They're not over. Danny and Ben are fighting for 13th at the back here.
I'll let you take over that.
well, Ben's on like soft tyres. He's actually just trying to gain something from here. So is he going to have a lunge into Manos McCon? I think it's far too far back on Danny to have a go. But what a great race. That was absolutely brilliant. But credit to both Unity, and oh, here we go. Ben's gonna have a go, maybe.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but no, he's not going to be close enough. But fair play to Ben. He sticks it out and actually gets through. Finishes in 14th place, unfortunately for him. Oh no, actually, sorry, he actually doesn't. Actually, he finishes in 13th place because Danny's got penalties there. So fair play to Ben getting in his 13th place. Fantastic performance, but woo, what a win for Unity. That pretty much extends his championship and pretty much, I think, unless he does not finish in the rest of the races, I reckon pretty much he's got this championship almost tied up here in F1. What do you reckon there, Mr.
No, don't say it. I don't see it. You can't really, in league racing, you can't really say until maybe 4 or 5 races to go, because there's still anything can happen. He can still have more Germany races where things don't go his way, but if he's going to win the title, it's a race like this that will prove that he is a worthy champion, because to put Pigeon under so much pressure, try again, and to eventually put it off, put a wheel on the grass as well in that maneuver as well. All credit to Pigeon, because he defended like anything for so long as well.
I'm going to give Pigeon. I think Pigeon was for driver of the day for the amount of defending he did. I mean, obviously he got 26 laps out of defending. Unfortunately, he had to come sooner or later. But 26 laps defending the way he defended against Unity was unbelievable. You got to give him credit where credit is due, haven't you?
Yep. And it was also great to see the all of them just in a train, and then obviously the safety car brought them all back as well, so it just meant that our entertainment, if you will, continued going. Yeah, great stuff.
Wow. Well, I mean, obviously, I know Carl, I'm so glad I got a chance to commentate tonight, because it was absolutely fantastic. But anyway, so we are joined by our top 3, Brundle, you're more than welcome to ask the tough questions, I think, or how do you want to play this?
All 3, or do you want to just do it together? If I do dyslexic, you do.
Yeah,
Pigeon,
well,
and
I'll tell you what.
Unity.
I'll deal with Pigeon, and you can deal with Unity, and so go for it. Fire away.
All right. Make sure you put a tick in the box, guys. If you've obviously never been here before, I know some of you have. But we go to dyslexic first in the Williams. A good 3rd place for yourself, dyslexic. Obviously, like most of you, like 7 or 8 of you, and a constant train throughout the most of that race. That must have been obviously intense to be part of. Obviously, the 2 in front, you had a great show of them 2 battling tooth and nail for, but maybe they were a little bit too quick for today. But you've got to be happy for 3rd place for yourself.
Yeah, man. Happy 3rd place. I mean, at the end there, where it was like 7 laps to go, I just settled for 3rd for championship points, because I could not. If I got close enough, I would be able to overtake, but I couldn't get close enough through the 2nd and 3rd sector. I mean, Pigeon was just driving off, and then I was 1 off a penalty as well, so I thought, I'm not getting a penalty, I'm getting 3rd. In this race, I just defended off from Ozza. I think my wings were just a lot lower, so he just couldn't get past me on the straight, so I just parked the bus basically for most of the race. Didn't really do much.
Yeah, this is your highest position, isn't it? You need to dyslexia, isn't it? Your first.
No,
podium,
I've got a second place. In Spain.
Oh, did you?
3rd.
Oh, right, okay.
And 3rd in Canada, so actually championship right now is looking alright for me.
Oh, cool. Okay. Sorry, brother. Apologies for that.
That's alright. Obviously we'll go to the other 2, but obviously from your point of view, what was it like being in that train? Obviously just don't make mistakes, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just not getting any penalties, and it was, I mean, you go for the move, it's there, but it wasn't there for me, so I just stuck in behind, making sure your behind can get past. So.
And
Yeah.
obviously we're going to Belgium next, where overtaking should not be a problem. Well, around there. What
You
are you
like to
thinking
think so,
going
wouldn't
towards the? What are you thinking going towards that track? Is obviously, arguably one of the most iconic on the calendar.
Yeah, one of my favourites. I think just good points again. That's all I'm going for. I think at this point, just top three, just waiting for my win. It'll come. It'll come at some point.
It will
Yeah,
come.
it
It
will.
will come. Definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt, you're too good of a driver not to get a win. So, but congratulations for
Thanks,
third
man.
place. But
Thank you.
But I have to say, we're going to get to the top two because I think somebody in second place must be absolutely knackered. Absolutely knackered because he drove fantastically well for 26 laps, was literally driving with his elbows out, through front, everything but the kitchen sink. But unfortunately, literally had to, unfortunately, what was it? You had to succumb eventually, didn't you, Mr. Pigeon? But awesome race from you, mate.
Cheers. Yeah, my hands hurt.
I bet they do. I bet they do. So talk to us. I mean, obviously, pole position was very, very weird. Obviously, the qualifying was a bit weird. You know, full wets and stuff like that. Obviously, you got pole position, so congratulations on that. Had a good start. Unity was keeping you honest, and you must have been sitting there thinking, 5 laps, okay, I've got to fin. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this little bugger of a Haas driver just would not leave you alone, would he? He just kept on coming and coming and coming, and then eventually you got into the pits. Everything's going really well. You come out of the pits, and he won't leave you alone even more. I mean, you must have been sitting there swearing at that TV, going, "Will you just leave me the bloody hell alone, will you? For God's sake."
No, not quite. I knew, to be honest, he was faster than me before we even started. So I knew that if I got away, well, firstly, pole was a surprise. I got the right lap in the right conditions, so that were a bit lucky. But in the race, I knew they were faster, so I didn't try thrashing the tyres or pushing too much to pull away because I'd only harm my race. So I thought I'd try. Well, I wouldn't try and keep the train, but I knew that I couldn't pull away, so I was hoping he'd get some pens, but I mean, the whole top 4 were very clean, so I was a little surprised at that. And yeah, I mean, I thought I had good straight line speed, but it was good through the last 2 corners, and I tried my hardest. I mean, every time I defend, I always try and keep in the corner rather than just give him it and say, you know, if you're going to come through, you're going to hit me or damage your own race. So he did that, and I couldn't hold it around the outside, locked up. So GG to Unity. I mean, his racing's insane, it's fast and consistent, so I think he deserved the win, really.
I mean, you must be sitting there at some point, right? You've gone 26 laps, led the race, controlled it, did very, very well to defend, obviously, for everything. Unity was throwing everything but the kitchen sink. And then eventually, you know, you got past him, fair play to him. But you must have been sitting there at some point thinking, right, I've just got past him, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a Williams is sniffing around the corner, and you're thinking, for crying out loud, I've just got to go through 26 laps of this. Now I've got to put up with, like, you know, the martini driver, you know what I mean? This toothpaste driver come flying up from nowhere, giving it all the bigging. So you must have been sitting there
Yeah,
thinking,
that Williams is a
sake.
rocket, man. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
But fair play to you, though, Pigeon, I have to say. But I believe, and I'm sure Brundle will agree with me, we think that you deserve driver of the day for what you did for 26 laps to defend and keep it under control. Bear in mind, what you don't know is that Mr. Unity, our lately, who we'll be talking to in a minute by Brundle, was close to a penalty as well. Wasn't he, Brundle?
Yeah.
He was a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he'd pull away
so
when he got me. But I was surprised I could stay with him, and I think I was just a little bit faster at the end. But them last 2 corners, man, they're just the worst to try and keep with someone for the straight. So, oh well.
Well, I mean, Brundle, obviously we sat and watched that entire race, and I mean, if you got, you can take it here from the race leader and the championship leader here with Mr. Unity, ask him all you want, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, congrats on your second place, Mr. Pigeon, and as Thomas said, just everything that he said, I agree. going forward to Unity Hush, who won the race today, and obviously we got to look on the opposite side of the titanic battle between the Haas driver and the Alfa Romeo. And obviously you got Mr. Pigeon obviously defending for his life for 26 laps. You've been attacking him for 26 laps, constant pressure. And obviously you got the move done, but did you think at any point, how on earth am I going to get past this guy?
I mean, going through the final 2 corners, they are a pain in the arse. You just can't keep up with the car. So, when I got a good run off, like, I'm sorry, but I'm dive bombing you. I can't stay behind anymore. I had to get the move done. So I was determined, and it happened.
And obviously, when you've done the maneuver, obviously you tried going on the inside of turn 1, trying to get the exit and go for turn 2. The eventual maneuver, a little touch on the grass, almost similar to what Villeneuve did to Damon Hill in '96. Obviously on the straight, but this time for your corner. Was it just, as you say, was it just a point where you just got to go? Excuse the phrase, go balls deep, and basically go in with knowing that this might not end very well.
Yeah, I was like, when I touched that grass, I was shitting myself. I knew I was going to spin, or I was going to stay on the track. So I was like, I'm just going to take the gamble, and it happened. And thankfully it came out on a good result.
Yes, very good result. Obviously, you extend your championship lead. I mean, even if this is the thing I was thinking, like, I didn't say it, but obviously I was thinking with about 10 laps to go, I was thinking, were you at any point going to settle for second? Because obviously you were beating Ozza, you were beating Gary. No, I knew it was going for the win.
I have to say though, Unity, right? Can you just tell me what's the first words that come out of your mouth when you got past Mr. Pigeon? I bet I can tell you what the first words were when you come out of you. You went, "Thank Christ for that."
I said to myself, I needed a piss. I just really needed a toilet. I was bursting.
That's why he stepped it up. That's why he stepped it up, because he was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Sorry, Brundle.
Obviously a perfect response to Germany. Obviously last week, Unity. But obviously now, let me count them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races to go. And obviously you have a healthy lead, but you have no one has any idea what's going to happen. Obviously in league racing and online, etc. Are you thinking that this is a good shot for you to win the title, or is it just not yet?
I mean, I think it's a good shot, but Belgium onwards, I'm not taking any risks. I will settle for second or third. I won't be battling as much going forward.
I'll hold you to that.
Do you know that, right? Do you hear that? You hear that, Brundle?
I'll hold you to that.
Do you remember what we talked about earlier about being a professor? He heard me, didn't he? He heard what I was saying about him. You know what I mean? I think he's doing a Prost. You know what I mean? I'll just do, like, you know, second or third or fourth. You know what I mean? Just to consider my points.
Yeah,
in fairness, though, I have to say it was a fantastic race to sit here and commentate. It was brilliant racing, wheel-to-wheel racing from both of you. I'm sure when you watch the comments back, you'll probably crying after hearing what I said about you defending. I have to say. But yeah, it was a fantastic race to watch. I was very, very pleased to sit here and commentate on it. And again, I get to sit here with Brundle and we watch another brilliant race from you lot in F1. We sat and didn't we, Brundle? We sat and watched a fantastic race in Austria, and we've been privileged again to sit here and have another one in Hungary. It seems to me that whenever me and Brundle come together in comms, you guys put on a show. You know what I mean? Stop it, right? Just stop it. You know what I mean? You got to do it more often. What's the matter?
No, we need to be a duo.
We need to be commentators more often, brother. That's what it is.
Yeah. I think Austria just about tops that race because there were just battles all the way through, and obviously they were overtaking. This was this was very close.
Close second.
It's a close second because it was just a tense train all the way through. So,
do you know what I'm waiting for? Do you know what I can't wait for? And I'm actually going to ask if I can commentate with Brundle on this one. I can't wait to see you guys race in Monza. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing between you lot. I tell you, I can't wait.
The train.
It's going to be brilliant.
The
train. You know what I mean? I reckon dyslexic is going to try to turn a few heads, and with Ben obviously catching up, obviously you've got your teammate back there, dyslexic, Mr. Ben Racer. So
yeah.
hopefully he can pick up some points there. And
I think it'll be good with Ben.
Yeah, definitely.
Good team up there.
But I have to say, like I said, it's been a privilege and been a pleasure, and I have to say, well done to all three of you. You raced your hearts out today. You thoroughly deserved your positions. Unity, you deserved your win. And Pigeon, commiserations, young man. I have to say, 26 laps, you was defending your heart out, you was banging your elbows out, you was telling this little bug to sod off, but he wouldn't listen, would he? He just had to take the win first, take the win, didn't he?
Ah, dear. On to next week.
On to next week, yeah.
On to next week. On to next week. Yeah, obviously we gave Pigeon a drive of the day, but I personally think give everyone a drive of the day really for that race. It was great driving. I mean, there were many times where I thought, well, this is going to end badly, and it didn't. So, superb driving.
I'll tell you the reason why.
Very
quickly, I'll tell you the reason why I gave Pigeon the driver of the day. All right, and it's very simple. There was one point in that race where Unity had got so close to Pigeon, where Pigeon, they were side by side, and they went side by side, wheel to wheel into turn 5, and Pigeon had the balls to hold that position and keep that first place. That's why I gave him driver of the day, because he literally was battling all the way through. Unity did everything he could. There's nothing against you, Unity, don't get me wrong. You had a fantastic race. But I think because what Pigeon did to show how much he wanted to keep that lead, going wheel to wheel with Unity, keeping it clean, getting up to turn 5, like you turned around and said, oh, I thought it was going to end really nasty there. Fair play to Pigeon. That's why I gave him driver of the day.
Fair enough. But obviously, a good race from F1. That's what we expect from the top tier in RSF1. But then obviously they will be back next week for, as I said, one of the more iconic tracks of the calendar, the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. The longest track in terms of time and terms of distance. Well, maybe Singapore comes even close, but anyway, it's a iconic track. You probably see more overtaking than what we saw tonight, but
oh yes,
that is
loads of frontline speed.
Yeah, that's them for next week. As for the rest of the races this week, we have 2 more to show you around the Hungary Ring. It is the F4 division tomorrow. Where Hell King Tomo, or King Essex Tomo now, will be racing around, unless you're missing it tomorrow, Tomo.
No, I will be out. I will be racing. Don't you worry about that. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. I will not be there because my spot, I'm basically leaving my spot open for Wednesday. So we're going to have No Shoals as the main sort of head guy, if you will. And he's going to be partnered with Element Snow because he did a very good job last week in commentary, if sure you all agree. He is now into that spot with F4. So he's a new commentator coming through, and I'm sure he will do a great job. So the pair of them will be taking you through the action of the ever-entertaining Tier 4 division tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Before F3, with Tomo back in the comms box on Thursday. So that is that. And in the first Belgium race, because that's the next track we're going to, will be on Sunday with the F2 division. Magic Mark now taking the championship lead from myself after the Hungarian race. Let's see if he can carry on his momentum, or can I fight back on anybody else with Roberts and Man with the Cash, as well as a few others on Sunday. So, and of course we've got the podcast in between on Friday, so make sure you join us for all of that. But my name has been RSF1 Bundle. That has been Hell Hell King Tomo. Congratulations on the podium, Dyslexic Pigeon, and our winner, Unity Hush. But for everyone else here, until next time, take care, and we will see you tomorrow.
See ya!